to these bar mitzvahs no matter what. He said, this is not a place for you to be. A bentor, a child of mine that's going to be mitzvah from and is a shkafas or certain things, he can't go to this kind of a bar mitzvah. You're not going to go to this bar mitzvah no matter what. He said, but I'm buying you these rockets, so you should make you feel a little better that you're not going. In case you feel bad that you're not going, this will make you physically feel a little better. But you're still not going to go. And it's funny because how many years ago was I bar mitzvah? I still don't know the parsha. It was a couple of years ago. And take Yehuda's age and minus 6 months. And that's when I was bar mitzvah. And I remember like yesterday that Daddy told me, you can't go, but this will make you feel better. But he was so clear to me at 12 and a half years old exactly what the right thing to do was and what the wrong thing to do was. And the fact that he's buying me as a 12-year-old kid, so he's making me feel a little happy.
But you listen, that's another thing.
Well, how's he going to get it right?
That's right. And that
So
was
that
the
was
beginning
one of the-
of your rockets, remember?
So that was one of the greatness of Daddy, that he's from a young age, and you know, Lahavdil, mommy, because mommy's she lived 120 years.
You're right.
Our parents saw.
Who are you? I don't even know who you
Our
are.
parents saw.
I don't even know who he is now.
Our parents were very clear on what was right and what was wrong, and there was no black and white. There was no gray. It was black and white. It was right or wrong, and to follow the right way. And I know I have other personal experiences that everyone, people in the family know that Daddy wasn't happy with when I did, and it was always the right decision that Daddy told me to do. And so Mitzvah, we should all be zocha to from that little education that we have from Daddy, so we should be able to see clearly, and not only us, because we're already a little bit older, and we have children a little bit, but our children and our grandchildren, Mitzvah, should have that clarity in life. That's all. It's a clarity in life to be able to see the what's right and what's wrong in raising your children and going and bringing your family into the right direction. So I'm going to finish Masechtas Megillah. And if you remember, all my children did this, so...
Everybody say hi, Zachariah.
Hi, Zachariah.
So Megillah at the end, Megillah brings in an interesting halachos. Amar Rav Hanach, Amar Rav Yochanan, Kol Ochei Sefer Torah Orim, anyone who holds a Sefer Torah Orim, which literally means without clothing on, Nikbar Orim, who'll be buried without shrouds, without clothing. So the Gemara asks, Aram Sakadak, what do you mean he's going to be buried without clothing? Ela Ema Nikva Aram below mitzvahs. He's going to be buried without mitzvahs. So just by touching the Sefer Torah, you'll be buried without mitzvahs, which is like a pretty severe thing because it doesn't make sense. The Gemara asks right away, below mitzvah Sakadak, you think he's going to be buried without any mitzvahs? He did all his mitzvahs in his life. Just because he touched the Sefer Torah, he's not going to lose all his mitzvahs. Ela Amar Baya Nikva Aram below us some mitzvahs. He'll be buried Aram without that mitzvah. Not touching the Sefer Torah at that particular time. Some Raviana, Bereza Raviana, so Saba, Mishmei, Raviana, Rava. Muta Tigal Mitzvahs, Ayigal Sefer Torah. It's better that when you touch the cloth of the Sefer Torah, but you shouldn't touch the Torah. That's why when we touch, when something in the Torah has to be touched, we use our talis or something. We don't touch the Torah directly. And then the Mishnah finishes. Vaydaber Moshe as Modeh Hashem al Bnei Yisrael, and Moshe and Hashem told to Moshe and Bnei Yisrael. Sorry, Moshe told to Bnei Yisrael the Moedim, the Chagim of Hashem. Mitzvahs and Shiu Korin Osa Kol Echad VeEchad Bizmana. You have to learn each halachas of the Moedim in its man. Tana Rabbana Moshe Tiken Lahem Yisrael. Moshe was taking, he established for Klal Yisrael. Shu Shalom Hidoshim Ben Yonah Shal Yom Shayom. They should learn and study the halachas of the day. Hilchos Pesach the Pesach. The halachas before Pesach, Hilchos Etzeres, it's halachas of Shavuos, Hilchos Chag B'Chag, and the halachas of Chag, which is known as Sukkot, and you should learn those halachas beforehand, because obviously it's no day of what you have to do on the Chag, and that's why it's important to learn 30 days in advance. And the last thing I'll say is of course, Daddy, one of the great things I know myself, I know all of my siblings, Yom Tov was a great time. It wasn't a burdensome time. It was a fun time. The Siddharam was great. The Sukkah was great. Shavuos was fun. It was never a burdensome time. Daddy and Mommy made it like it was the most exciting moments of our lives. We couldn't wait to Sukkot. We couldn't wait for Pesach. And we couldn't wait for the Siddharam. It was a great, great moment. And to finish the Masechta on that is really just explains the the family that we grew up with. Hadroch b'nei Eir, v'tadol b'sach Megillah. Hadroch b'nei Eir, v'sach Megillah. Hadroch b'nei Eir, v'sach Megillah. Hadroch b'nei Eir, v'sach Megillah. Hadroch b'sach Megillah, hadroch one. Hadroch b'sach Megillah, hadroch one. Lo nisasem minam b'sach Megillah, v'nasasach minam. Lo ba'alam adem, lo ba'alam adasei. Hadroch b'sach Megillah, hadroch one. Hadroch b'sach Megillah, hadroch one. Lo nisasem minam b'sach Megillah, v'nasasem minam. Lo ba'alam adem, lo ba'alam adasei. Hadroch b'sach Megillah, hadroch one. Hadroch b'sach Megillah, hadroch one. Lo nisasem minam b'sach Megillah, lo nisasem minam. Lo ba'alam adem, lo ba'alam adasei. Here are some of the Nachman Lena Sena. Hey, Shorsachel, Manasena, Bomazel, Hey, Luna, Imanu, Lolam Haba, Hanita Papa, Rami Papa, Nachman Papa, Afaya Papa, Ramar Papa, Rafam Papa, Rafa Papa, Surka Papa, Adaba Papa, Doris Major. There's not any ways to face our stuff in the Piaz, Uncle Base Travel, and not to one after the city, Zeno. It's a safe to Zeno, Uncle Base Israel, only days to Meth, on days to Central Shmam, Avish, and Commandment, he Lom, he Lee, be Summit, Zecha, Lamanlo, Ebos, Lom, Gos Kach, Kudecha, Kibam, Kiasana, Bracha, Adonai, Lev, Zecha, Amen, 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 Sal of Ed. Modem and Apple of Fanaka, the Mal, Hinbo, Sanders, Santo, Hinbo, Milche, Face of Measures, Los Angeles, and the Airship Corner, Other Machine, the Ham Machine, Other Machine, the Torah, Hammer, King, the Liver, Honor, and the Hammer, Honor, Man, become Sachar, Hammer, Man, Reno, become Sachar, Honor, Russell, Honor, Russell, Kyle, Habon, the Hayes, Russell, the Shachas, remember, if I told him, Thursday, the Shachas. Anche, don't remember, I lay up to my hem. I need lost that book. Here was a move now, and I will hide the shame to Tani, the same Missile Gilla, Came to Zanil Haskell, Missile, to form a cream, the same. Wilma Lame, this one last, the famous cultivated comments. Yava, first call out the Madam, if I'm warm. You can meet if I come in. Yamal the Zari, Salute some hood. I told him, P. Is there every out of one? It's going to be this also the shuffle this as well. Lecham, he see Lecham, TB, your bully Lecham, you see for Lecham, Shnafchaim, Orchim, and Vino, the smaller house in the cover, and I also maintain that my breakfast from Mobasholom. Is it obvious Gosh from our Amen. Amen.